Hello, everyone. September 22nd, 10:51. And why am I not using my new phone? What a nightmare is getting ready to come to Sprint customers that have switched over to T-Mobile. I decided to do it early. Uh, you have till like January 1st, 2022 if we're still here. So I tried to call some people today. My phone is so hot I can hardly answer all the calls. But I tried to call out. And I had emergency services turned off. And it said I could only make emergency calls. So after 5 hours today, being on Chit Chat with T-Mobile, only because I had one question. I don't know where they're hiring these people. But anyway, they've activated my phone 5 times in 2 weeks. Something about the SIM. And I know for a fact that they're reading off a manual. So after 5 hours, being calm, being patient, because I've found you catch more flies with sugar than you do vinegar and salt. And all I wanted to do was find out why today at a certain time my phone just switched off. And it's not even January 1st, 2022. And that's why I like my old phone. I knew the Stedmans. I used to do lawn care for them. And they had to have it picky clean. And if they had people coming over and they didn't want any weeds in their yard, I went out there with my trowel and dug up the dandelions. And dandelions? What a great name for a lawn company. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, what I can say, I kept my cool. I was calm. And it really helps if you can have somebody you can talk to who's reading the manual and probably just got hired. But that's not the subject. Although today it was, but now I've moved on. I have to apologize. I know sports is big business. And I know taking the knee used to mean something else. However, I used to box and wrestle and do all that guy stuff when I was a kid. I remember some relative supposedly came over that was a year or two younger than me, and he said, "I'm so hungry, I'm going to pull that turnip up." Turnip? Bobby Connor's wife might say a rutabaga. But anyway, he picked my best one, and he ate it, and I bet you can't do that. I guess said, why would I want to? As a result, it happened. But here's the whole point of the story. I'm 69 years old now. In Chinese years, I'm probably 69 and a half because they're anti-abortion, they're pro-abortion. Life begins at conception. The Wiccans tell you that when the quickening happens, we know it because we can feel it. No, whatever. But I had an injury. I've had many injuries. That's why my nose is so straight. That's why one ear is higher and lower than the other one. College, I wrestled. And I boxed. Actually knocked the guy out in 71. Who was a Golden Glove champion for Missouri that year. His dad owned a boxing rink, and I'd been taught by my mom, you want to go somewhere? Get to rent a taxi. So I rented a taxi and I went over to the boys' club because they wanted independence to close, and I'd gone to college, and that's a different story. And this happened to me 3 or 4 times. From different instructors. And I knocked him out. So I couldn't go back. I couldn't go back there anymore. But somewhere along the line when I was a kid, like 4 or 5 years old, I was across the street from elementary school. And my dad and Uncle Roy were in Florida trying to make the greatest investment they could in the world. And I twisted my ankle at 4 years old as she pulled me out of that house. Probably saved my life. Until last night. I'd been watching a blood clot. And I'm not talking about anything that has to do with anything. But I've been watching it. From time to time, my leg gives way. And it's always that ankle I broke. So here's the bottom line to the story if you're still hanging on. NFL players, all sports athletes, know what they're doing. And a lot of them are young like I was. And they get paid big dollars. You know why? Because if they make it to 70 and they don't have a drug addiction, and they're not like married to 5 different women that have 20 different children and they all get a cut. But my leg gave out yesterday. You know what I did? I sucked it up. I laid there for a while and it hurt like snot. You know. And you can't get a pain pill anymore. You can't even get a doctor. Go to the hospital, it's like, who are you? Who's your contact person? So I guess there's a couple out there listening to me on this one. We did great things back in the 50s and 60s, and I guess I started a business in 70, and I had 600 customers once that I had to service every 6 weeks. Plus all the complaints and all the trolls. That's when I learned about trolls. But I'm up fine. I'm walking around today. Went to the post office. I'm a cane master, so I have a lot of walking canes, which are pretty impressive. But you know, sometimes you just gotta suck it up and walk. And that's what I learned from 7th grade, YMCA wrestling, boxing, been like 20 years with a Seiyo Yada, and all I really have is a coffee cup left. I think some of you have seen it. And so this is my word. Suck it up. Keep going. Don't quit. Or just give up. Personally, me, I'm not going to give up. I think my dad was a few years older than I am right now. And he got married again. Did he make the right choice? Sure. Made him feel better, gave him happiness, made him feel good. But an 80-year-old man does not marry a 69-year-old girl. It just doesn't seem plausible to me. So, having said that, and I'm getting close to the 15-minute mark, if you're not saved by Jesus Christ, or however you understand his name according to the language you're raised with, I'd check him out. Honestly. I think it's a no-brainer.